Hello, this is Mrs. Hunt with Chess Club 8, and in this short video I'm going to explain the special move called En Passant. Okay, so what is En Passant? Our linguists will know it is French for in passing. It's when a pawn that could have been captured by an enemy pawn if it had only gone forward one square, but in fact it's gone forward two. So your white pawn, say, moves forward two squares and it lands right next to a black pawn. And in the next move, the black is actually allowed to take the white pawn, but it actually lands one square forward. Okay, that's all a bit wordy, so let's watch this 1-minute video to illustrate it.
The last weird rule in chess is called en passant, which is French for in passing. This rule was introduced at the same time that pawns were allowed to move forward two squares on their first move. When that happened, sometimes pawns would move past other pawns without giving the other pawn an opportunity to capture, which didn't seem fair. So, en passant was invented. Pay attention, it's tricky. If your opponent's pawn moves forward two squares, which it can only do if it is that pawn's first move, and it lands directly next to one of your pawns, then on your next turn, and that turn only, you have the opportunity to capture that pawn as if it had only moved one square, like this. Let's take a look at that again. If a pawn is moved forward two squares and lands next to another pawn, that pawn can capture the first pawn on its very next move. You move behind the pawn as if it had moved only one square and capture it, placing it off the board. You might get some weird looks if you do this move in a game with someone who doesn't know, but it's an important rule of chess. Now that you've learned en passant, let's have you try it.
Okay, I hope that all made sense. Let's just recap. So an en passant move can only be made as soon as your opponent's pawn has moved two squares forward. It can only happen on a pawn's first move, and you will not capture en passant very often, but it's still a really important special move to master. Okay, I hope you do manage to incorporate that into your game and that it ends well for you. Okay, bye for now.